In April of 1913, the Daily Mail offered a prize of £10,000 to be awarded to the aviator who shall first cross the Atlantic in an aeroplane in flight from any point in the United States, Canada, or Newfoundland to any point in Great Britain or Ireland in 72 consecutive hours. The challenge, however, was postponed due to the breakout of World War I across Europe, calling for the finest pilots the nation had to offer to come fight against the Central Powers. One such pilot was John Alcock, an English aviator who regularly partook in aircraft competitions before joining the Royal Flying Corps to aid his country during World War I. After the war, he joined Vickers Engineering and Aviation firm to enter as a pilot in the competition to fly across the Atlantic Ocean. Despite being an extraordinary pilot, Alcock was still in need of a navigator, which would come in the form of an unemployed Arthur Brown. Due to his previous experience as an aerial navigator for the Royal British Flying Corps during the war, Vickers would hire Brown to guide Alcock on his journey across the Atlantic. On June 14, 1990, John Alcock and Arthur Brown took off from St. John's, Newfoundland at 1:45 p.m. in a modified Vickers-Vimy-4 twin-engine bomber, which had its bomb racks replaced with extra petrol tanks to carry the 3,900 liters of fuel needed to complete the journey. At 4:28 p.m., they had crossed the Atlantic coast, prepared to take on any challenge the ocean might throw at them. At around 5, they flew into a thick fog which made Brown unable to navigate using his sextant. When they attempted to fly above the fog, the plane began spiraling down towards the waves. However, Alcock was able to regain control and pull up at only 65 feet above sea level. At 5:20, their air-powered generator failed, taking their radio, heating, and intercom with it, leaving them unable to communicate even amongst themselves. Around 6, the right engine exhaust pipe split, causing pieces of the engine to melt away, hitting the controls as they flew off the engine. Once the fog cleared up around 9, Brown was able to use his sextant to calculate that they were not too far south off of the planned route. However, he still needed to see the stars to guide them through the night. It wouldn't be until midnight that Brown would be able to record their position. Their flight continued smoothly for another 3 hours when they abruptly flew straight into a snowstorm, which froze many of their instruments. The force of the storm caused Alcock to once again lose control of the plane, this time pulling up close enough to the water to taste the sea foam. Eventually, the storm got so bad that in order to stop the engines from freezing up, Brown had to stand on the wing and knock the ice off the engines by hand. The storm finally let up at 6:20 a.m., and as the ice began to melt, they caught the first glimpse of the morning sun which Brown used to guide them back on track. 20 minutes later, they spotted the Irish coast. From the cockpit, Brown was able to identify that they were in the town of Clifton, not far from the target in Galway. They decided to land there, and at 8:40 a.m. on June 15, 1919, they crash-landed in Derrymaclamore in Clifton in County Galway, Ireland, thus completing their 1,890-mile flight with a time of 15 hours and 57 minutes. After the journey, they received £10,000 in prize money from Winston Churchill and were knighted as Sir John and Sir Arthur by King George V for their achievement. On December 15th of the same year, Sir John Alcock died in a plane crash on his way to Paris for an aeronautical exhibition after flying through foggy weather without a navigator. Sir Arthur Brown, however, was married in October and went on to become a chief representative of Metropolitan Vickers Electrical Engineering Company and joined the Royal Air Force as a pilot officer in navigation. Brown died in his sleep on October 4, 1948, at 62 years old. Today, transatlantic flights are made daily carrying thousands of passengers and packages across the ocean, led by Alcock and Brown's first flight.